We are back on MorningLine. Final segment with our guests, the Major and Double J.
Oh,
yes!
Like my sidekick. I'm your sidekick today.
No, we've got Mayor Ethan Frizzell and we have Jeff Jarrett, both of them very involved, obviously, as we're talking this morning about the Salvation Army. Final segment. Just want to give you guys, I'm just going to step aside and let you fill in now what you were telling me during the break just now about all these different events coming up. And yeah, he did touch on Angel Tree briefly, but I know you want to hit on that in your story about you and Mr. Henry.
Well, with that sort of, it all goes sort of hand in hand in that, Thanksgiving tradition, Dallas Cowboys is a tradition,
right,
and now Salvation Army. We just talked about the Red Kettle and Ezekiel Elliott and all that. But when me and Sean talked about it, and we had lunch a couple of blocks from here, and this is several months ago, and he goes, "Let me ask you something. What is the biggest single day of fundraising for Salvation Army?"
Single day.
Single day. We're going to break it Thursday. Sean said we will break it in the history of Nashville. Salvation Army raising the most money in one day.
It'll be this Thursday with the concert and everything.
That's our goal, right?
That's our goal. I don't think there's any doubt you'll reach it. That's the plan on that Thursday.
And we're so fortunate in this town. I think we're spoiled because Nashville's become the city and downtown and all that. But Sean Henry, he wants a winner and he puts it on ice. He wants a sellout. How many sellouts have they had?
Look, if the Preds are involved with this, I mean, it's a class organization and they do things
the right way.
And so it can't but help.
Yeah, so sort of button in the whole weekend, and I know we're going to be pressed for time, that Thursday's the concert, Big and Rich is headlining.
It's going to be right outside Bridgestone, right?
That's right.
And
Bridgestone Plaza.
Show up there. Okay.
Friday, everybody knows the Sprocket Rockets downtown.
Like the Pedal Tavern type thing,
It's Salvation Army Day. You're going to see all those.
So what does that mean, though? The money's...
If you rent, if you're there, but if you're downtown, you don't have to be on one of those Pedal Taverns, Sprocket Rockets. You can go up and give. They're going to be ringing the bell going through their rockets.
I see. They'll be moving because most of these things are stationary.
That's right. Yeah, they're going to be moving. The Christmas parade Saturday, Phil Vassar Lone Star Sunday night, and next Tuesday's the toy drive. So Salvation Army weekend has blasted off. It's very strategic on how things have lined up. So it's really.
And that all sets the stage then, though, for the 12 days, right?
That's right. It gets the community excited to change lives.
That sets it up, even though it's going to be tight. And so that sets up, and then you have the concentrated 12 days of giving.
That's right. And so what will happen is that we all get to this commitment that says we're going to have a sellout, and in the sellout we're going to make sure that every month is covered at the Salvation Army, so one person's life is changed in that month as they move from homelessness to housing and to hope, peace, and safety. And so with that, the whole community will have a great time. So we're inviting volunteers to come out and ring 2 hours, 4 hours, go online and get their own kettle.
Are you still looking for volunteers? I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
I'm just curious. How does someone go to sign up if they want through a business or a friend's?
SalvationArmyNashville.org.
Okay.
There'll be a link on there to volunteer, and so they can either take an online kettle or volunteer at a kettle, and it's a wonderful way. And one of the things is families that make it a tradition, right?
Oh, sure.
It's amazing what we know now, and what we know is that joy and giving is contagious. Is that by giving, you don't only change your life for the day, you actually change the lives of those around you, because it's the compassion that comes from one person to the other. And so, we invite, grandparents obviously to do it with their grandchildren and families to do it as a whole, but really to share a message that by ringing that little bell, by putting money into that red kettle, it's someone's life that's changing. And it's the reason why so many people are involved this year, is we hear one story after the other why people have said yes. You'll see a mini kettle around town. It's a Mini Cooper that's been donated for the season.
There's a picture online.
That's real.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, good. Put it out there.
Yeah.
That is cool. So who donated that?
Mini Cooper donated
Mini Cooper,
that.
and it's a mini kettle, and it's got the wrap on it that's the kettle.
That's right. You can actually roll down the windows and throw money right into the car. I mean, it's when you hang out with Jeff, you have to make things interesting, right?
Exactly.
And
that's a great idea.
And so that'll be at the parade. And so, but the reason why these people say yes, the Salvation Army, no, we're not spending money on a big production. This is a gift of Sean Henry, the Preds, Jeff, and the artists. This is them gifting their talents. We didn't spend money on a Mini Cooper. That's Mini Cooper saying we want to be involved in changing lives. Sprocket Rocket the same way, is they said we want to be involved because you once changed our lives. And it's interesting, we've had churches with pastors who volunteer, bring 100 volunteers, and we say, what brings you? And hands go up and they say, we were an Angel Tree recipient when we were a child.
Yeah.
And so we're just inviting the community to give back to those who've been faithful to them over the years, and we appreciate them doing this in Nashville style. I mean, Nashville obviously has a coolness factor right now,
sure.
And so doing this in Nashville style is important.
Well, it's interesting, like you said, the rest of the country is going to look and see how this works, and maybe take it from there.
I think so. I think Nashville.
There's no doubt it's going to work. It's going to.
I like the attitude.
Well, I can't imagine it not.
Well, you know, there's only one question we have to ask Jeff. He's been giving you this grief. Do we bring this kettle home, or Nick, is this your kettle for the season?
You
know, and return it to Jeff with $1,000, or he comes and visits you.
We ring them. I don't know if we put it in front of the station. We've got plenty of people. We're going to be out there ringing for this. That's the. Where is it going to be at? At the Melrose Kroger. A lot of us at Channel 5 will be out there ringing it, and I guess they're not out there then yet, right?
No, they're not.
It's funny because I'm trying to think. I'm glad we mentioned it, that it's going to be delayed this year, because people are going to wonder where they are.
It's true. It's true. What it is we're doing it as a matter of stewardship, right? By the time you put all those kettles out all over the city, there's an expense to that. And with the change in people carrying change in their pockets, we wanted to do a very intense 12 days. Those are our best 12 days.
That's great.
And have more resources to help change lives.
Let's squeeze into another quick call if we can from Jewel. Jewel, good morning, Jewel. What's on your mind? Hi, Jewel.
Top of the morning, my friend.
Top of the morning.
Good to see your guests you had there. Back in the 80s, when I first got here in 83, I was living in a cardboard box underneath the Woodland Street Bridge there on that landing. Then I finally got a job there at one Nashville place and got a room at Merchant's Hotel. But in the meanwhile, I was playing on the street for tips, and for 75 cents, you could go to the Sally or Salvation Army and get all you want to eat. And for $1.25, you could take and spend the night, get all you want to eat, and a hot shower too. And I just want to say thank you for the
That's awesome.
love and the kindness. And it sounds like y'all making some headway. And if I could ever contribute, I'd be glad to, if I could, somehow or another, with my talents. I don't have much money, but nonetheless, I want to just say happy holidays, and may God continue to bless y'all in your efforts.
Thank you so much,
you very
Jewel.
much.
Appreciate the call.
Jewel is just a gem of a fella. He's called in before, and he has that story behind him.
Right.
And Salvation Army made a difference in his life. That's what it's all about. That right there is what it's all about, in my opinion. And you know, it's great that you can help them. If you help them, you've got to feel good about yourself after you help someone. That doesn't. You get as much out of this as you're giving to someone else.
Last week, Salvation Army had on 3 of their campuses. I went to 2 of them to serve Thanksgiving meals.
Yeah.
And you know, obviously, people are thank you and this and that.
I'm like, come on, man.
My wife went, and one of my daughters went. It's like, just what you said. You said you could not have said any better. It did much more for me to be able to give out turkeys and serve the meals and see the smiles on the faces, and so appreciative, and knowing that, wow, this is, you know, these folks, they're going through a tough time, but it definitely brightened their day, which reflected brighten me and my entire family.
Exactly. Well, keep that in mind then. So you're going to be seeing them coming out and give to the Salvation Army. Keep in mind it's a year-round effort too. Apparently you're involved. You can't get rid of it.
No, you can't. Sure can't.
But it's good, and it means a lot to you. I mean, it's something that's a focus for you now. You're making this something a priority for your life.
When you see the families in the command center over here on Dickerson Road, and you see the housing, and you see what they're really doing. The kids, you know, they're living there, and families are living there, and they have a 90-day plan. And after that 90-day plan, when you really think it through, wow, those folks are truly, it's not just a story that you see on TV or movie. This is real life. These folks went from experiencing homelessness to supportive housing, and after supportive housing, they're out on their own. They're getting a job, they're working, they're getting back on their feet. And that's just, and that type of effect on people's lives, it goes down through the generations. Just the gentleman at Sprocket Rocket, he was touched as a young boy.
Is that what he said? Is that the connection there?
Absolutely. So it's one of those things. I was touched last year when I saw how people's lives are truly changed. You can't You can't help. It's so contagious.
Yeah. Well, I think you got to get some of your friends involved too.
Don't worry. They are. That's how they are.
All right. As we wrap things up, then, do you want to remind folks of the website or anything along those lines, just as they're watching?
Yes, it's the SalvationArmyNashville.org.
Okay.
From there, you can sign up for your own Red Kettle Challenge.
Either
and create a
online,
team.
or if you want to get this, or to sign up to volunteer at a location.
Or to sign up to volunteer. Our goal is just to get people involved. As we said, people are restored in community, and so this is the Salvation Army saying to Nashville as a whole, let's create a restorative community to bring people in from the cold, to bring people in from loneliness and despair, and let's give them a place to be at home, to have family, to have community, and to experience hope. So the Salvation Army Nashville.org, and it's a wonderful way to have fun on Thursday night with the Predators,
remember
but
that?
to change lives.
Yeah, gotcha. Just remember, get it out
Twitter's
there.
easy. A lot of, website is one thing. Twitter's easier. At Sal Army. S-A-L Army.
Right there. Okay. And then make sure you go out Thursday night. I mean, that sounds like a great, what a lineup.
You do not have to have a ticket. That's why some of my buddies
that's just outside. It's free.
Exactly. You don't have to have a Preds ticket. You can watch it, the game, and it's...
Yeah, that's right. They'll have the game on the screen outside like they did during their Stanley Cup run and all that, right? So they'll have that out there anyway. If you're going to the game, go early and enjoy the concert and then go to the game. But if not, still head down. It's going to be a party.
Yes, and if
will you be up on stage?
He's the
master of ceremony.
He is the
I'm inviting you down, and if we don't raise enough money, somebody has to volunteer to get a guitar shot. And your producer said Nick's in.
I will lie down for you.
No lying down, guitar shot.
Guitar shot. If you know wrestling, listen, Jeff Jarrett.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you for coming on, and it's great to have you involved with Salvation. We do this every year with Salvation.
Nick, thank you very much.
Fantastic. Happy holidays to you both, and all the luck with this. I hope people get the word out. Have a great one. All right, be back to wrap things up right after this.